How's it, guys? Hope you're doing well. It's been a long time, but very excited just to talk about my new phone. It's been a long time since I've upgraded. Here in South Africa, the common thing now is a three-year upgrades. So you actually take a contract on 3 years, and my previous phone that I took a contract on was the S10, and loved it, absolutely loved that phone. Unfortunately got stolen. I got given a Note 9, and that was a great substitute, and I was happy that I just had a phone to do my work and to be able to really carry on what I did. I need my phone a lot for work. I'm in construction or project management, and you constantly need to take photos, phone calls, take notes. You're using your phone a lot for a lot of things. And I was keen to make this video about the S23 Plus. I've got the Plus variant, and I was fortunate to be able to upgrade to it. Very cool deal from Samsung. I think it is expiring in this month, but you're able to trade your old phone in if it's a Note, if it's a S series. They go as far back as the Note 8 and the S8. So I was fortunate to take the Note 9, trade it in. They give you a value they give you 10,000 Rand. That was what we received as a discount. So that was amazing, because that really brings the S23's price quite low and pretty much in the budget range then compared to the other phones like your Nothing phone and the Samsung the A73. So that was a great choice for me. So coming from the Note 9 2018 phone, 5 years old, I could have carried on with that phone. I could have. The speed was still there. I felt the cameras was lacking in terms of the punch and the quality. I felt that just in terms of the capabilities, the variety, so just with your wide angle, it just had a standard lens and a 2x zoom lens with your Note 9. So to capture, I love to use the ultra wide, especially with what I'm dealing with, a lot of buildings and progress updates. I need to be able to capture the whole thing, and to be able to do that just from one spot, and I don't have to actually take small photo. I can just get everything in one shot in one go. It's just it's so awesome. So I want to touch just on a few key things that really have stood out for me with the S23. Just for your information, this video is recording on the selfie camera, and it's in full HD. I'm using the portrait video mode, so that my background is blurred, and me in our room. So the background is blurred, and it's pretty cool to see how sharp this is. So this is a good quality. I won't be able to show you guys the phone as I'm recording on it, but I hope that this just gives a good perspective on the S23 real life usage. I've had it for a week and a half now, so I'm really excited to just share that with you guys. Firstly, form factor, coming from a Note 9, which is quite a bulky phone, quite big. I really have been enjoying the S23 Plus. I thought the Plus will be similar size, but with its case, and I like to use a UAG case, it's quite heavy duty. It's actually been a little bit smaller, and it's actually been quite nice for one-handed use for me. I do have big hands, and so I like big phones, and just coming from the Note 9, it was actually quite nice. The Note 9 was quite boxy, where the S23 does have nice curvature on the corners, and the case does make it a little bit more bulky, but still it's felt nice in the pocket as well, and just in-hand usage. The second thing that really stood out for me coming from the Note 9 was just the display of the S23. Look, it's been 5 years. There's obviously been a lot of phones that's come out, but the S23 Plus is, and I'm saying S23, it's the same. S23 Plus I know the Ultra has got I think it's the same screen, it's obviously a bit bigger, but the display and what Samsung have been able to do and the way they've upgraded their displays over the years is just phenomenal. Actually, I don't like adaptive brightness just because I'm always in the sun and then it just blasts to max, which I don't feel is necessary, and it just drains unnecessary battery. I can still see if I take notes or whatever, if I have my screen brightness to just under half. I usually with the Note I had it on half always, where with the S23 I can actually make it a little bit less than half, save battery life, but it's still so vibrant. And I often find myself then in a room or when I'm back in the office when I'm not out on site to actually turn the brightness lower, so I know it's using less battery, which has been amazing, and just appreciating the pop of the screen, the colors. My Note 9 had a bit of a burnt in screen. There was a bit of a burnt in thing happening there, so just to experience the fresh panel, and I love the flat panel. Yeah, the Note 9 had a curvature on both sides, and I'm actually really enjoying just the flat panel that the S23 gives us. Yeah, with that, I mean, talking about the screen, it's 120 Hertz. It's so smooth. It's butter smooth. Like it's just, yeah. For me, I know it's adaptive, so it does drop down to 60 Hertz, goes back to 120. It plays around as you use it, but for me, I can just feel that smoothness, and that brings us to our next point, which is speed. Like, this phone is snappy, it's fast. Whatever I've thrown at it, it's been just super responsive. I know there's a lot of internal upgrades. There is the faster memory, the faster storage, and obviously the processor that this guy has is the Snapdragon 8.2 made for Galaxy, which is also cool. It's the first time there's actually a processor made especially for Samsung and to work with Samsung to really bring a bit more optimization in the mix. So yeah, I've just been blown away by the speed of it. The Note 9 was still fast for a 5-year-old phone, hardly had stutters, but something like the camera, just how quick it is here, quick to launch, quick to capture. That's been really cool. I've really been enjoying the on-screen fingerprint sensor again. My S10 had it. Note 9 was at the back still. Pretty accurate, but I think because it was 5 years old, it was starting to wear, but I sometimes had to go over and over just to let it register. I use Samsung Pay a lot, all the time, so I use that fingerprint sensor. And obviously all your apps these days, your banking apps, you can really use your fingerprint as a locking feature, so a security measure. So just that on screen has been very, very quick. I mean, it's an ultrasonic one, and yeah, it works great. The next step is the software. I think Samsung has come so far with One UI. It has become my favorite, I think, Android version of the OS. I've just really been enjoying it. I love the new stuff that it's, obviously I'm having a 5-year-old phone, I haven't had the latest, and I've really loved the tweaks, you know, to be able to tweak the colors of all your settings to match your wallpaper. That's been a nice, you can really just customize your phone. But just some of the features that Samsung has added: double tap to wake, double tap to, you know, to turn off or to lock your phone. There's the, you know, changing your quick actions from your lock screen. I can put my torch as a quick action, have my phone. You can kind of sit and play around a lot, and there's so much that Samsung has packed in. But I like the look of it, I like the feel of it. I've looked at Xiaomi, I've looked at Oppo, and their stuff just doesn't feel as finished off, as rounded off. It feels a bit Chinesey, if I can say it like that. It's just a bit on the cheaper side, where Samsung really feels like it's a fully fledged operating system, and yeah, it goes for it. I would love to own a pure Android at some stage. We unfortunately don't really have the pixels available the Pixel's available here in South Africa. I was looking at the Nothing Phone 1, but just reserved, just because of it's a new phone, it is new, you know. I heard there was a couple of bugs and stuff that the guys were still fixing, and just knowing how Samsung is so trustworthy in their products, it's tried and tested. The waterproofness, I mean, that's something that Nothing Phone doesn't have. If you drop your Samsung in water, it's going to be fine. It will survive at 100%. So yeah, that, and then just the promised software upgrades. They're up to 4 years with 5 years of security updates. For me, I'm like, if I'm taking a phone for 3 years on contract, I'm paying every month, I want to know that that phone will be supported right through, and I'll actually still be able to sell it, and it will still have another year of software upgrades. Or actually, I don't have to take another phone, I can just keep using it. So yeah, I think for me that the software has really been awesome. Awesome to see how Samsung is committed to that. Cameras, we've spoken a bit about it, but the cameras have just, I smile every time I use it. To be able to have an ultra wide lens again. So we've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide, we've got a 50 megapixel main camera, and then we've got a 3x zoom, which for me I use all the time. Standing in one position, you can get a nice sort of main camera, which is already a bit of a wide, but you can get a nice shot, and then you've got an ultra wide shot, so you can get everything in, and then standing at the same spot, you can get a closer up 3 times. So when I go and take the progress of our building that we're busy building, our warehouse, I can get a lovely ultra wide, capture everything. I can go closer to show what the guys are actually busy with at that point in time, and I can just have a normal photo that is not that wide, but just a normal take. And for me, I mean, the video, this is the first time actually using the video feature properly. There's so many features that I can still delve into. The portrait mode is very good. It's just such a polished product, and I think that 3 camera combination for me is brilliant. I really enjoy it. So second last thing I would love to talk about is the battery life. The battery life on this phone has been incredible, and I think a lot of the things we've spoken about works to that and adds to that. It's your screen being able to not have the brightness so high, not needing to have it so high. Looking at your hertz, just the refresh rate, having that variable refresh rate, so it's jumping back and forth. Looking at your processor, which really is a lot more efficient, I think, than any other processors before. And having the Plus, I opted for the Plus just for that bump in battery life. So this is a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, where your S23 has got a 3,000 and something. So it's a little bit on the lower side, but man, I've been so impressed. I'm using this phone, I'm getting 7 hours screen on time easy in a day, and then I still have like 45% left. I've come home after work and I'm still got 45% left. Here in South Africa, we're struggling with a lot of load shedding, and I haven't been stressed that my phone's gonna be dead, because that is still me not having to operate the power saving mode. Once you kick that in, it's you even stress the battery even further. Where with my Note 9, okay, yes, it is a 5-year-old battery, so, and I always wireless charge. I've got a wireless charger next to my bed, so that's what I use. So I know that battery has deteriorated, and I got like a full day use out of it, and then I have to charge it. Sometimes I have to top it up in the day. But with the S23 Plus, it's a fresh battery, which is great. But just the fact that it's all those things we've mentioned, it's just amazing to see how it just improves, and how you don't have to worry about charging it, topping it up. And I take photos, so it's often the screen is on, phone calls, WhatsApps, a lot of communication on my phone during the day, so it's constant. A lot of usage that I get out of the phone, which I'm just stoked about. And then cool thing with the trade-in that I mentioned, so I was standard, you get a 256, if I'm not mistaken, storage capacity, and where with this upgrade or the trade-in, I gave in my Note 9, they give me 10,000 bucks for it. They doubled up my storage, and they also gave us like a free tablet with it, Galaxy 6 Lite Tab 6. So it's not a very high-end tablet, but it's still something, which is cool. But just the storage space, I mean, coming from a Note 9 which had 128 gigs of storage, I never worried about anything. I had so many photos, videos, all of that on there. But even now, I'll even worry way less. It's half a terabyte. It's insane. I'm just like, wow. And what I've also heard or read is that when you choose the 512 gigabyte storage, it actually comes with a faster storage. I think it's called UFC 4. I might be under correction there, but it's one tier up with speed, writing speed, reading speed. So those are just a couple of stuff that I was just wanting to really share, put out there. There's lots of videos out there on the S23 Plus if you guys want to have a look how it looks. I got the Phantom Black, which is quite nice, but I've got a black cover on it, so it is protected. I don't use a screen protector. I have not been a fan of them, and I feel like the screens really hold up well. With your Gorilla Glass, I think this is 5 now, so you don't have to stress too much, I feel. And I am on a construction site most of my day, so a lot of dust and things, but it really holds up. The S10 held up well, the Note 9 held up well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just wanted to, while time is ripe and while the S23 is coming to different markets, get it out there, get my opinion out there, and I hope that it helps with the decision making. I think you won't be able to go wrong with either the S23 or S23 Plus. For me, it was the sway of the bigger screen and the bigger battery, but you're gonna have to just see what price range works for you. Awesome, guys. Appreciate you all, and hope you have a lekker day. Cheers.